I guess it's age as teeth, but a very different size. So how these guys move on land is obviously very different than the California sea lions. It's a little bit more awkward. This is because they have fused hips. They're not able to rotate their hips under them, so they have to use their abdominal muscles to push themselves around on land. This inchworm-like motion is called lumping, and it takes a lot of core strength. I'm also going to talk about how iris and Dyson are different colors. So I already said the California sea lions are all pretty similar to each other. These guys have so much variety. They can be this dark brown, gray, like Pirate. They can be this beautiful silver, like Dyson. They can also be black, like whatever Harper Seals Smoky. And this is also representative of how they use their coat for camouflage. All of these coat colors allow them to blend into the environment. They're also covered in spots. These spots are also excellent for camouflage. These guys can hang out in groups, but for the most part, they are a lot less social than the California sea lion, a lot more solitary. And you can also see that these guys are pretty different in size than our large male sheep. These guys are our biggest harbor seals. Dyson is sitting at around 200 pounds, and Pirate is sitting at around 180. And this is around the max size for these guys. They stay around 4 to 5 feet long. So that is significantly smaller than the maximum size of a California sea lion. And if you guys are over on the side of Dyson, I want you guys to take a peek at the size of his head. You can probably notice that he doesn't have those external ears like Chief did. Harbor seals do have ears though, they only have ear holes. They're able to open and close those ear holes as they need. Again, this makes them incredibly hydrodynamic. They also have pretty different shaped front flippers. They swim pretty differently in the water as well. So Pirate is giving himself a cute little applause with those very, very short front flippers. So they use these front flippers to help them steer in the water, and they use those back flippers to help them swim in a side-to-side fish-like motion. So that is the opposite fashion from our California sea lion friends. Those are many of the key differences between the California sea lions and harbor seals. So if you want to go out on the bay anywhere, try and see if you can tell the difference between these guys, and I'm sure that you guys are experts now. So I got a little bit more into training again. So these guys absolutely love to learn. It's honestly one of the most reinforcing things for them. It really gets their minds working. It also gets them the exercise that they need. And Pirate is working on a new behavior with Kate right now with that race, which is also a form of enrichment. So she is doing a lot of fun things for Pirate, and it doesn't seem like he quite got the concept, but that's okay. I honestly don't get anything right on the first try, so that's totally okay. They are figuring it out together as a team. Kate has been building this relationship with Pirate for the past 5 years, and it's so amazing to see them work together. And Dyson is actually Brooke's favorite seal, and they have been building that relationship for the past 4 years. And it is so amazing to see what our two animal care specialists are able to do with these animals when they work together as a team. And one of the things that we can do that I briefly touched on earlier is husbandry behavior. So husbandry behaviors are any behaviors that allow these guys to voluntarily participate in their own health care. So animal care specialist Max just came out with some really fun things. These are eye drops and a special seal mouthbrush as well. So just like how we brush our teeth a few times a day, we use mouthbrush, these guys have their own color-coded toothbrushes, and they have special salmon-flavored toothpaste to help keep their teeth and gums nice and healthy. And then this mouthbrush is also to keep their gums and teeth looking great as well. So Pirate is going to demonstrate that with Kate, and this takes a lot of trust and relationship to be able to do these behaviors. And Pirate is kind of looking around right now. Sometimes our animals can be a little bit more nervous, which is totally okay. Kate is working through that with him. We know what his boundaries are, and we work together to get that positive results. And some other really awesome behaviors that these guys know are some body checks that Kate is demonstrating right now with Pirate. And this is super important to help kind of navigate how their bodies are looking, their body condition. And he's also getting some eye drops. We actually have marine mammal ophthalmologists come and visit us a few times a year. These guys are able to get their eyes stayed, and they're able to get checked out. They have their own specially prescribed eye drops that they get multiple times a day. And Brooke is demonstrating how we actually get voluntary blood from these guys. So while we might get it from our forearms, they get it from their back flippers. That is where their most prominent veins are. So just by kind of doing some tactile, some touch on those back flippers, it helps desensitize him, get him used to that feeling, and we are able to successfully get voluntary blood. So it is a whole family event right now. We are also being joined by Joker, who says, yes, I am here. And Joker is also a 9-year-old male California sea lion. These guys are actually all roommates. I know that I mentioned that these guys all have their own individual personalities. And a really fun thing about Joker is that he actually prefers to spend his time hanging out with our partner seals instead of fellow California sea lions. So you can probably see that Dyson, yes, he is silver, but he's also covered in some brown oil spots. And it's actually pretty cute how he got those. It's because he spent so much time cuddling with Joker. We like to say that he is adopted son along with Pirate. And they all just kind of spend their time cuddling up at night and hanging out. We have a ton of different social structures here at Sealion, and it is to meet all of their social and mental needs. And so Pirate is demonstrating just kind of how we hang out with our animals, and that relationship time that we spend with them is really important for building that relationship. And Dyson is again getting those eye drops. The Joker also gets those eye drops, and so if anything is not looking quite right, we are able to have them come down and take a look. And it is so monitor fish species, squid species, and crabs as well, and they also serve as prey animals for animals such as great white sharks and killer whales. So by protecting these guys and ensuring their longevity out in their natural habitat, we are helping to protect all of the animals that call our California waters home. And by respecting, again, the Marine Mammal Protection Act, by giving these guys the space that they deserve, it is an amazing step that we can take to help them survive out in the wild and keep them safe and keep us safe. So Pirate is actually the only animal that knows what Kate is doing, called amphibic behavior. A lot of our sea lions know this behavior, and he's the only seal that can do this mimic behavior. So it's really cool to see him be able to do that. He is such a smart guy. His dad, Dyson, is as well. Even though Dyson is an older seal, these guys, no matter their age, are learning something new every single day. I'm a little bit shy. So give these guys a big round of applause. And if you didn't get enough of our seal and sea lion friends, I encourage you to head over to Seal Cove to see Dyson's daughters, Pip and Lily, as well as our other 2 California sea lions, Minnow and Pebbles. Thank you so much for spending your afternoon here with us at Sealion Stadium, and enjoy the rest of your day at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom.